In this module, we're looking at how to use a developmental checklist. A developmental checklist is just a list of milestones for certain age ranges of children. It doesn't mean that if a child is not in that particular block that there's something wrong with them. It's just that typically the items that are listed in each block, and they're categorized by different age groups, is where those skills fall mostly. So when you're doing an observation, you're going to go look at a child in a particular age group. This particular one is grouped 0 to 12 months, 12 to 24 months, 24 to 36 months, 3-year-olds, 4-year-olds, 5-year-olds, or 6 to 8-year-olds. And in each block, there are different physical, motor type developments that are just an example of milestones in that particular block. They're not exhaustive of what all the different skills, is just a sampling of them. So for example, if you're going to go observe a 12 to 24 month old, the physical and growth motor development issues that they have to look at are teething continues, crawls well, stands alone, walks without help, pushes, pulls toys, sits in a chair, moves to music, throws or kicks a ball, crawls downstairs backwards, stacks blocks, uses a spoon, chews food, turns book pages, jumps up and down, holds glass or cup, opens doors and cabinets, scribbles, paints with whole arm, and uses elimination or starts elimination control. That means they begin to start being potty trained. So your job is to observe a child in one of those particular age groups, be familiar with those particular items that are in that category, and try to observe as many of those as you can. I want you to observe at least 75% of the items that are there. So if you don't observe them, that means that you've probably gone at a wrong time, like nap time, or maybe you haven't given it enough time to observe. You might have to set up a situation for the child in order to observe it. So for example, if you're looking to see if a child throws or kicks a ball, you might need to provide them with a ball in order to observe that. So observe at least 75% of the items that are there. You're going to have to note whether it was observed or not observed. And then when you are finished, you're going to look at the information, look at the age of the child, and then you're going to make a report about that. So your report about is if the child appears to be on the developmental level, or they appear to be behind, or appear to be ahead. If they appear to be behind, you can look at the level that's before it and check off some of the things that are on it there. That will give you more information about how to write your report. So for example, if you're looking at an 18-month-old and they're not crawling well, you might look at the 0 to 12-month block and see where they are in that particular block, and say, well, the child appears to be at a 12-month level at this, or they might be ahead at a 36-month level because they are doing X, Y, and Z, and list those things. So your report is going to be factual. You don't need to make any kind of judgment about the child. It needs to be listing and talking about what the developmental skill of the child is, and appears to be on what level it is, what areas that the child seem to be behind or advanced in. So you have to do 75%, then you have to summarize your data in 3 to 4 sentences. That's where you get to put your subjective part, and that's I think the child is behind in this because maybe the child was a premature child. So I think the child is behind because they were born 6 weeks prematurely, so they might be a little bit behind because of that. Or the child lacks stimulation, I would recommend such and such. So you can say what you think is going on, why you think it's going on, and what do you recommend to make a change for the child to develop in that area.